Life Club with Tashima Jones, the podcast, brought to you by Tashima Jones Media. Keep in mind that this content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Welcome to another episode of Life Club with me, Tashima Jones. Today, we will be speaking about how shame gets in the way of obtaining goals and fulfilling purpose. Shame has a way of infiltrating many areas of our lives without us even knowing. And this is not only in the areas of identity, it also rears its head in relationships and the vision set for your life. Shame in a personal area can even shape how you view yourself professionally. Let's dive into what shame is, healing shame, and how to not allow it to work against you. As always, when we know the definition of a thing, we are better equipped to using it properly. Up first, we have shame. Shame is the act of hiding or shrinking back for mental or emotional safety in response to embarrassment or an offense, which may come in the form of an event or words spoken. And we're only going to have 2 words for today. That next word is heal. To heal is to restore to wholeness. When it comes to the inner self, healing includes discovering and processing the emotional pain or thinking error with truth and then aligning the emotions with a new, healthier mindset. Digging a bit deeper, shame is to be without grace or disgraced, and literally means to cover. Shame is a response to being humiliated or uncovered. Your mind, which seeks to protect you, resorts to shame when protection appears to be void. This is why it carries a feeling of becoming smaller and the behavior of hiding or shrinking back. The mind is simply trying to cover its human. The thing about it is that we were never created to live in shame. It has a short-term benefit of getting a person away from a threat in the mind and emotions, but once safe, shame has to be turned off. If not, it causes a person to hide in situations they really should be shining in. Our minds and our bodies aren't designed to live in shame, which can become a mental and an emotional prison. The human being functions on love, and love both covers and liberates. Humiliation is to bring low in a dishonoring fashion. So when we think about healing shame, we must consider a lifting up in honor. Now, before we go forward, I must say humility, although associated with humiliation to a certain extent, is the act of bringing low, but with grace. It is not a matter of belittling and can actually be seen as controlled power or power under control. To be humble is to know your power and to also know how and when to properly use it. With that being said, shame can silently keep you from pursuing your dreams and not using your power at all. Again, the core of shame being the act of hiding makes it difficult for a person to show up to be who they believe they are and to do what they believe they are called to do. Believing the success of a dream is one thing, but there is a necessity to believe that you are capable of being a successful person. The dream remains a dream unless you show up and shine. This is similar in relationships. If you believe you are supposed to have a healthy relationship, yet shame lingers, you may show up to that healthy relationship looking at it through the lens of shame, causing you to behave contrary to what you actually believe and hope for. Again, shame is to cover and hide, and it's usually a response to the perceived absence of protection. If shame isn't turned off or lasts far too long, a mindset of shame can grow, causing shame from one event to creep in to other events in your life and even your very identity. Shame works against you by it becoming a crutch leaned on as an excuse to not shine and be seen. A few ways to heal or to turn off the mindset of shame include processing unhealed events and finding closure with the event that or the person who may have caused the shame. You can see this as the event or person, even if the person is you, who caused you to hide or shrink back. Forgiveness is a major part of healing shame. Unforgiveness is like an oxygen mask for shame. It keeps it alive. The act of forgiving is not the dismissal of wrong. It's an acknowledgement of an offense and the recognition that you don't or someone else doesn't have the capacity to fix what was broken. The priceless thing about forgiveness is that by its very nature, it has the power to restore that very thing that was broken. Forgiveness plays a major role in walking in wholeness. Another key in healing shame is recognizing the event for what it was and detaching your identity from it. This means recognizing your identity is not defined by what happened, what you may have done, or what may have been said. It's vital to understand the concept and distinction between an event or words spoken, again, whether it's from you or from another person, and distinguishing that from who you are. When one is able to separate how they see themselves from toxic narratives and traumatic events, they are truly able to thrive. It's an opportunity for a blank slate. Last but not least is self-discovery and affirmation. Did you know that you can encourage yourself? Really think about that. You have words within you that are able to honor and uplift the inner being. This is powerful. A lot of times people seek external affirmation, and while it's a beautiful thing, it shouldn't be your foundation. The issue with self-encouragement is that you have to actually believe what you say. And the way to believe what you say is to discover the truth about who you are. Once truth is discovered, your heart can actually receive the words you speak. And this is not to say to hold off with encouraging yourself, because the more you say a thing, the more you begin to believe that thing. So start where you are. Remember what was said about lifting up in honor? This is the opposite of shame. Honor allows a person to show up in wholeness. One who knows they are valued is safe enough to shine. Here is your life work. Based on this session, set aside at least 10 minutes to reflect on and consider the following. Are you able to pinpoint moments in your daily life where a bit of shame seems to rise up? Again, shame is the act of hiding or shrinking one's inner self for mental and emotional safety. This can be seen in making yourself small in conversation or procrastinating on pursuing a task associated with purpose. It can also be seen in your body language. Next is, are you able to assess the original point in time, person, or event where this similar feeling and action may have started? Have you found closure in this particular area? Are you aware of your words having power and your ability to speak affirming words over yourself? And finally, are you willing to forego shame and be seen in your daily life and in purpose? As always, be sure to journal your experience and feel free to share that experience in the comment section. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Life Club with me, Tashima Jones. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you were here with me, and for that, I am truly grateful. Be sure to share and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform you are tuning in from, and find me on YouTube at Tashima Jones Media for our 1-minute meditations and other video content. You're also invited to visit tashimajones.com for life coaching sessions, books, articles, courses, and free downloads. Until next time, remember your greatness. Talk soon.